What's up, everybody? I'm Evie Star with Evie Star Music, Standing Room Only Magazine, and Banks Radio out of Australia, here with Alex from Dead Girls Academy. How's it going today, Alex?
Doing very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. What was it like up there on that stage for you today?
Wow, today was amazing. Crowd was really receptive, and I felt just, I don't know, astronomical.
They don't call it Rockville for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those shows that you're like, wow, like, I just played, but I don't know how I feel because you're just so, your adrenaline is just pumping, you know, so it was awesome.
I hate to use the word surreal because it's such a blanket term, but it's got to feel some semblance of that way, yeah.
I'm very, very grateful for that, always. You know?
You guys have been together for a few years, but you're relatively new, correct?
2017, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I think I'm later to the band, and our lineup now is perfect. You know, we really, really all love each other. We love what we do, and we're just really thankful to be able to come out here and do this for everyone.
How did you guys come together as a group?
Long story, I suppose, right? But I mean, everybody has their own story. But Michael, the vocalist tonight, used to just be really good friends, and I was in another band, and he called me last year, and he was just like, "You want to go on tour?" And
Nice.
now we're here, right?
I love your ink, by the way. The polish used in art is very cool.
It's kind of intricate, I suppose.
Yeah, no, and you've got two totally different styles going on, so that's...
Yeah, I mean, it was ultimately supposed to, I don't know, I never finished my elbow. I've had this for like 8 years, so it's one of those things where I'm like, I think I'm cool with it, you know?
Yeah, this one, I'm like good with it. Bjorn, this is my co-host Bjorn, everybody. You had a few questions, sir?
So when you started in Los Angeles, how was it down there, and how did you convert that from starting off into being here now?
So, that's a good question. I grew up in the Midwest, so I grew up in Ohio. So I've for years moved back and forth from California to Ohio just to try to pursue music and do all these things, you know. And being in LA is really cool because you have music all around you. It's the heart of entertainment, you know. So it is hard to live there. It's very expensive, and it's insanity and all of these things, you know. But
Temptations of the yin.
I'm good, you know, at this point. You know, I feel like I got rid of all of that a long time ago. But you know, and then you come to something like the Midwest or the East Coast or like, you know, the South, and it's all totally different, and there's inspiration everywhere, though. You know what I mean? Just because you live in LA doesn't mean that you're like the stereotype or something. You know? So there's a lot of cool things that come with it, and there's also a lot of negative things that come with it as well that you kind of can read through once you've been doing it. You know. So.
All right. Yeah, I think that's really it.
I think he also wanted to ask you, how did you get past all those temptations? You know, aside from music and music itself, to keep yourself above it or beyond it?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I've always just wanted to play music, you know? Since I was a kid, since I was your age, you know? I've played the guitar in my room when everybody else was playing video games or like riding their bike, you know? I was just sitting there like, oh, like, I hope this is cool, you know? So it was one of those things where, to me, every time I've had something where I'm like, I don't know about that, I'm always like, remember why you started doing this to begin with?
Yeah, that's a good advice. Never forget where you come from. One more question. How would you describe you guys' style of music for anybody who has not heard you guys?
I would say that I think that we're unique in the sense that I think we did a really good job of mixing rock and pop and guitar solos and, like, you know, making it very modern but vintage at the same time, you know. And I think anybody that listens to it would probably be like, that's cool, I've never heard anything quite like that, you know. So
I'm seeing a lot of people do the cross-genre thing, and some of the music is so, the genres are so different from one another. I'm just wondering how, in fact, they make it all work, like a ska, metal, slash, you know, for reggae, for example.
Right.
And, you know, it's crazy cool that people can do it.
I think there's a special finesse that you have to have with when you're writing and when you're like trying to create these things where it's like that's cool. I mean, when you're writing songs, sometimes you write 100 songs and you keep 2. You know what I mean? So like you never really know. You're just like, I know that one's great. I know that one's great. I know that sounds cool. You know. So it's just trial and error, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what advice would you give to other musicians or even kids such as this one who wants to possibly follow in your footsteps?
Just keep doing it. You know, don't stop, because there's been thousands of thoughts in my head where I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, you know, and then the next day something crazy. You're like, whoa. If I would have like stopped in my tracks there, I would have like not ever seen any of this, you know. So just the belief that you can do it, because most people think that it's some sort of crazy astronomical thing to go and play music, but I think at the end of the day, if you really, really believe, you'll do what you want. I mean, I never try to really do anything, and I've toured the entire world, you know, and just because I knew in my head that I could. So I think it's really confidence at the end of the day, knowing that you can do it.
You just gave me goosies. That's Jennifer Lopez's Posen. That's amazing advice. And thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful city. And
it's gorgeous here.
We have some of the greatest fans ever. They show up early, they stay late, then they never stop.
Love that.
So please enjoy yourself for the rest of the time, and thank you so much, as are we. You're either reading, listening to, or watching one of these 3 outlets, which are Evie Star Music, Standing Room Only Magazine, and Banks Radio out of Australia. Check these guys out if you haven't. Black Girls Academy. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.
Can I get a photo with you?
Of course, absolutely. Thank you guys so much.